Hey everyone, this is Suresh from Mind is a Monkey, coming at you guys with another episode of Let's Check Out Some Diecast. In today's video, we are going to be checking out the much anticipated Nemesis Prime. Now, the fun fact about this is that it's not an RLC release, it's more of a Mattel Creations release rather than anything to do with the Red Line Club. So, this was an interesting point noted by one of my friends, Todd Hammond, Crazy Todd Diecast. So he said that if it were RLC, folks who had subscribed to Overdrive would have automatically gotten one. But that was not the case with this one. So this was more of a Mattel Creations offering, right? And ironically, I missed out on Optimus Prime, right? So back then, for some reason, I either missed out on the sale date or I never took notice that it's actually something that transforms between the Autobot and the car. So, it just blew up in popularity, right? So this time I did not want to miss out on Nemesis Prime. I managed to snag one and I wanted to open it up here on the channel. So this is some factory code for Nemesis Prime, JCP679893, whatever. So let's open this up. It's from Mattel Creations. All right, let's go. Okay, so I opened up the top edge and this is what it looks like. Let's select the box out. All right, there we go. The Transformers, more than meets the eye. Hot Wheels, Mattel Creations. Gotta love that purple. Has a kind of like nice regal white to it, this purple. Yeah. All right, so Hot Wheels, Transformers, packaging, jargon. All right, so pretty cool, pretty solid packaging, right? Okay, so it's taped here. All right, here comes the moment. Drum rolls. Wow, check that out. So that's the car, and it says Nemesis Prime. Okay, more like instructions. I think this is like the instruction booklet that says how to, change the car to a bot and vice versa. All right, please keep these instructions for future reference as they contain important information. All right, cool. All right, so Nemesis Prime. So let's check it out. All right, and a nice compartmentalized, box with a car on one side and the instructions on the other. So, all right, now let me grab this out. Okay, it's like a small plastic film there, and wow. Okay, I did not realize that because this is the car itself. Okay, so I thought it would be like a typical Hot Wheels packaging, but this is way different than what I was expecting. So that's just the card back, right? That's just like the factory card back, and this is not glued to the card back like typical Hot Wheels. So, okay, that was fun. So, wow, boom. Yes, here we have the piece. All right, let's get to that in a bit. And now let me check this section out. All right, now in addition, so that there's like a, I think this is like a mold or like a fitting plastic case for the Nemesis Prime for the bot. And it also has this, weapon, a gun for a weapon. All right, so that's pretty cool. All right, let me set it there for now. And so this one is just like a hollow cardboard. And I think this is the most important thing. It's, okay, what seemed a nice Decepticon logo there. Okay, what seemed like a thick cardboard is actually a relatively flimsy sheet. All right, okay, so it's basically saying to unpack and then to remove accessories. All right, so this is definitely kind of like giving the instructions to convert it into a bot, and then you can even store it as a bot from the car form. So there are like two keepers. You can either store it as a truck or as a bot like we saw, and this is the instructions. Pretty dope design sheet, right? Very nice, very nice. Yeah, like I said earlier, too bad. I kind of like missed out on Optimus Prime when he came, and it's just like insanely costly now. So I kind of like just passed on that. So I mean to say, I kind of like passed on the option of buying it from a secondary market like eBay or whatever. So this is the car. Yeah, I was just talking to my friend Dave Champion DJK the other day to say that this actually reminds me of a Thunder Roller casting, right? I just couldn't remember the name of the casting, and so he's my go-to guy for any diecast related questions. Great guy. So Dave kind of like clarified that, yes, I mean, it does look like a Thunder Roller, all right? So pretty dope truck. Rail rider wheels and all that. Nice, chrome hubs. And this is where, I mean, you see parts of the bot, right? So pretty cool. Decepticon, right? And look at those exhaust pipes and everything. So this is like super cool. Awesome. Now let's look at the instructions and let's try to build a bot out of this. Okay, so this is the first time I'm doing it. So if I fumble, please just bear with me. So the step one is to, move this out and get the hands out. All right. And then I push it back. All right. And then I kind of like get this part out. All right. That's like the official step one. Getting this was more like step 0. All right. And then they're asking me to pull this out like this, okay, and then flip it up like this. All right, okay, okay. So I think that's possibly going to be his feet or something like that. Okay, and then another thing to do is bring his arms out here. Okay, and also kind of like open them up, right? Nice. Okay, I hope you're able to let me pinch out the camera a bit. So I opened out these doors, right? And out come the arms, and these kind of like have a swivel here. Okay, so you can kind of like move it around at that degree. Okay, nice. And then the reveal of the head. Wow. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so there we have his head. Wow, pretty cool. I mean, I was actually skeptical that it's gonna be like too many steps and I'm gonna mess it up, but it's actually not that hard. It's pretty quick and easy, few simple steps, and I gotta get these hands in. Okay, that's nice. And his other hand kind of like rolled off screen here. Okay, so now I'm getting it. Nice. Okay, and now I think I'll have to get his accessory from within the package. Nice. So it's kind of like novel. The fact that, there are 2 ways to store him, store this model, either in, the car form or the Decepticon bot form, right? So, sorry, I'm just having a tough time getting this gun out of the packaging because, it's got this. Okay, had to do it the hard way. All right, nice, okay. But I think you kind of like gotta exercise caution because this place where that binder, where this particular binder goes, it seems to be pretty flimsy. So I suggest, I strongly recommend using a pair of scissors to kind of like just cut that part out and get this out without causing any damage, because this is a relatively thinner part, as you can see here, and it kind of like bends. All right, nice. So now to arm him. Okay, hopefully I'm doing this right. And let me see. I don't want to do something silly. Okay, yeah, I think this is how it goes. It doesn't It's not like the most perfect fit, but yes. So there we have it, right? Wow, pretty cool. And the fact that, it just like totally transforms to a truck and back into this bot farm is pretty cool, right? So now, going back to what we saw, you remember we saw this other mold. All right, so, so that's how he's like going to go in. I took the weapon out and I put it here. I have to figure that how that goes. Yep, I have to figure that out. But so, and now you can store this guy in the bot farm. Yep, there you have it. You see, so you can either store it as a truck or in the bot farm. All right, so okay, let's now take a closer look at the details. So pretty dope looking bot. I mean, he even looks very angry. So he's got some Decepticon deco on his shoulders, and pretty awesome tinted glass. The windshield kind of like becomes his chest armor kind of a deal. All right, and pretty heavy build considering that it's actually a metal on metal car, right? And on the rear, not a lot of details, but check this out, 1765 EAA. Now, I'm not sure, I think it's definitely a match to this one. Now, I'm not sure if this is like unique to every piece, like a serial number or something like that, or if it's, but yeah, this one says 1785 EAA, but here it says 1765 EAA. So not really sure what that deal is. Okay, so but definitely a very cool ad to both a Hot Wheels lover and someone who is like big time into Transformers. All right, so how do you like it? This is not your typical action figure, so it doesn't. There's a little bit of movement here at the legs, but it's not your G.I. Joe kind of a figure where you can, or a Star Wars kind of a figure where you can like swivel the legs and stuff like that. Because, remember, it transforms back into a truck. All right. So nice. So I'm pretty glad that I've been able to add this. Hopefully someday I will, when the price is right, kind of like snag an Optimus and kind of like, add a companion piece to this one. So what do you think of this model? I think in the community, this has garnered kind of like a mixed response, because some people, Transformer fans kind of like straight out go and get this to add it as a part of the collection. But the real diehard diecast fans kind of like shy away from this, right? But I think considering that the Optimus Prime kind of like soared in value, a lot of people definitely didn't want to miss out, and they ended up buying this. So, hopefully the hype stays. And I'm wondering if this will be a trend that continues in Mattel, or, Mattel just did a smart thing by reusing the same tooling for Optimus Prime to make a Nemesis Prime, right? But, all that said, definitely, this lives to the hype. The fact that we have something that transforms from a car to a bot and back to a car in this scale is pretty cool, right? Oops. All right. All right. Has some stability issues, or maybe I just like shook the table a little too hard. All right. So there we have it. The Nemesis Prime, which is more of a Mattel Creations offering than an RLC Redline Club offering. All right. So share your thoughts about this model. And if this is a trend that you would like to see continue in Mattel Creations, or if 2 is enough, right? All right, so till I meet you guys next time with another video, this is Suresh signing off. Rock on and stay awesome. Bye, everyone.